I hate camping. I really do. As a child, I used to love camping, right? And then we had conscription in South Africa. Spent more weeks than I could count in tents and with other smelly young men, and they don't smell well. They really, after a few days. You know, it's bad when you stop sort of stinking, but you know what's worse? When they stop stinking. Terrible. It's dreadful. So why am I telling you this? On a video about planning for Iceland, because I'm going camping. I hate camping. But I'm going with my wife, and she is way better smelling and way better looking than any of these people. And how, on a budget, do you get to see Iceland? You know, the ring road and the fosses and the fjords and all the other F's, right? The kirkja and the beautiful sounds of all the names. How do you see them if you don't go camping? You watch, I have the television here, the YouTubes, right? You watch all these people and you go, whew, spectacular. But the one thing I don't watch, as someone who takes photographs and makes video, mostly for a living, I did not go on the Instagram thing. I don't want the Skodafoss that everyone else has done, because everyone else has done it. So here's the bag, right? It is one of my oldest bags, okay? It is called a ProTactic 450 AW. It has been everywhere with me. It has been to Ethiopia, it has been to America, it has been to Switzerland, it has, you name a place, it has even been back home to South Africa. So it's a little bit worn. One of the catches is not very happy to go, but I thought I'd share what I have in here, because you think, you know, I take photographs of people mostly, animals, I love animals, wild animals. Not much of that going on in Iceland. I have a phone call. Excuse me. Bye. So that was my partner in crime, or my co-camper for many, many years. Love her to bits, really do. So measured all the bags, as you do. We flying BA. Why BA? Because you get 3 bags per person, basically. The big one, and we're on a budget, so there will be food in some of the bags. And a double sleeping bag, which I recently got, will be in there. This is the second bag, and then the third bag. So this is cabin luggage. Lovely piece of kit. As I said, it's been with me forever. So what do you have in your bag? Number 1, old school, top 10 Iceland, because there'll be 2 of us, one driving, the other not. Eyewitness travel, little map in the back. Not a landscape photographer per se, I don't have the patience, but I do love good landscape photography. And recently I've sort of been thinking of minimalism in my head a little bit, and as I looked through some photographs of my mom recently, I found that I have a minimalist sort of strand to my DNA. Not in my head is busy with all kinds of, not this whole Zen type, chill type, you know, Zen in the art of motorcycle photography or something going on. Far too busy, my head. And I'll later on, I might have a link if I decide that there's enough minimalist photography to stick a little video on. But there is definitely a strand. There is something about the photographer looking at stuff and taking photographs or making video professionally, and then a part of my head certainly is grabbing a little something that is not paid, that is unique to me, something, a texture, a light. A lot of minimalism is sort of black and whitish because, well, it's cool, number 1, but also it sort of lends itself to that remove colors. And this place, Iceland, yeah, I think it might create opportunities if we're fortunate. Okay, so that goes in there. there's the old tablet, Samsung, mostly to edit stuff on the go and to look at our plans. So they go in here, that goes over there. And now we come to the big old full plan, all printed because campervan, right? Wet, things stop working, all kinds of things, and this is just nice to have. So what I did is I used AI, looked at an awful lot of YouTube videos over the last few months when I've been thinking about this, and made a plan. I mean, people talk about what you should do, what you shouldn't do, where you should park, where you shouldn't park. The campervan is a two-wheel drive. It's a Dacia Docker. I think it's the second smallest one that you get. And we, we'll see how it goes. Camping, goodness me, haven't done that for a while. So I did a plan, and I used 3 or 4 different AIs to create an itinerary. Now, we going in beginning September 2026 for 12 days, basically. They call it the shoulder season because the weather can be, as in Iceland, everything. It can be 5 degrees, it could be 20 degrees, it can be -3, it can be all those things. But I thought, what if I go for max planning, right? Because, not the Zen guy. And then take every day as I should. So I planned an 11-day trip in case we rain out or storm out or something. Please tell me below if you would do it differently. Of course, and all other advice, very welcome. So every day is a QR code. I can also scan it on the back here when I start the morning. For instance, I'll grab, let's say, the Highlands Edge and Lake, pardon my Icelandic, Mývatn, something like that. And on that day we'll do Modru, Dalur, sorry again, Dettifoss, Selfoss, and the Vogar campsite. So we're looking for that. And the way I did it is not a sort of copy of a Google map, but distances. I'm looking at places that have showers, because I do like a shower. I'm looking for parking. I'm looking for waterfalls. Of course we're chasing waterfalls. Of course we are. But I'm also looking for all the other things. So 11 days, lots of planning, lots of advice. Flying from Heathrow, we're about an hour away from Heathrow. We have friends about 20 minutes away. So thank God we're parking the car there, so it's not another, I don't know, however many £100 it is now to park near to Heathrow. But we are taking a private hire vehicle, highly regarded. I will review them, and we'll see how that goes. So I also printed a sort of a short readable thing here. I'll go to another day. Let's say day 8, volcanic fissures and deep steam pools. So the plan, explore the geological features of the Mývatn volcanic basin, and then there's a budget hot spring, apparently, on the Earth Lagoon, Mývatn, and they have an excellent free hot shower and restroom facility. So that's all going on. First day, pick up the car, sort of lunchtime, in Reykjavik, do the basic shopping, try out whatever's going on, probably the Icelandic hot dog, which is mostly sheep by here, could be fantastic. And then something which no one tells you, not that I've seen, Iceland, Reykjavik, and also some of the other towns have charity shops. Now charity shops are big in the UK. Wherever we go, we see if we can find them. And if you're looking at an Icelandic sweater, right, they, I don't know, 300 quid or something. They're beautiful. They are the most spectacular things. But it's like going to the Blue Lagoon for a dip. £100 or something per person. It sounds remarkably expensive for what it does. Also touristy, trappy touristy trap. I'm sure if I was this beautiful young influencer, I would spend lots of time there doing that stuff. But if you drive apparently about 45 minutes further and you walk an hour into the wild, you can do it for free because there's a hot spring right in the river there. And isn't that more fun, more romantic, more of all of those things? So lots of thinking going on, obviously. I will start with these bags and see if I can unzip this. There's the sort of Samsung losing your everything, and then The small rig light, who knows, maybe there's light trails, maybe. If I can't find the camp in the middle of the night, what's going on? I have Tiffin filters. This one is a ND variable and some lens wipes, always going to have that. So I have that in there. In the bottom I have cable upon cable, mostly USB-C, sensor cleaning, all the things, the paraphernalia that go in there. And then from the bottom, they tell me, more than any other place, that you will need to dry your lenses and dry your camera. I'll talk about the cameras a little bit later. And of course, once you've dried your lenses and cameras, you can then use it inside to dry everything else, because it is Iceland. Blowy, tired eyes in the evening, if we are fortunate enough. One of the reasons choosing September is that you do get darkness, gets dark reasonably late, but because we're going to be far away from Reykjavik and all of the other lights, possibility of the aurora borealis, which will just be the blessing on top of the blessing. Also this year, in the sort of cycles, if you do your research, last year, this year, next year, really high chance of that because of solar activity. Also probably one of the reasons we have had a really warm summer in England, or as they say, drought. Headphones, this is nice. This came with this or with a think tank, which I also have. Batteries, GH6, GH7, which I use them for. I will talk about that later. I mark all of them. They go in the bottom there so that they are protected, because in the cold they can get really, really, really tired very quickly. I was wondering about this. Maybe you can advise me. Since it's September, midge season, which is the summer, is supposedly over. I don't know. 2 little mosquito head nets. Just got them. Who knows? I've been to Australia. Nah, you can have that. You can really have that in summer. Spare glasses, spare sunglasses, obviously a poncho, because I will be walking behind Waterfalls at some point. Now, 2 thinking, isn't it? 2 sort of strands of thinking. Do I take an expensive camera in there, or do I take a cheap mobile phone in there? Do I take a 360 camera in there if you're going to walk behind that? What do you take? I don't know. I will decide on the day, I think. There are at least 2 places where you can walk behind Waterfalls, and I'm leaning to cheap mobile phone with 4K video and some photographs. I don't know. I just don't want to, early in the trip, mess up one of the 2 cameras that I took, although they are supposedly weather sealed. Emergency blanket, bit of a prepper, and I'd like to sleep at some point, and because we're flying, brush your teeth, dude, you pong. One of the 2 lenses, right? Now this is so much one of my favorite little lenses for wide angle. I shoot on micro four thirds. Bit of explanation here. I have 2 trap nerves in my neck. Used to shoot full frame or DSLR, even APS-C, but that holding the white lens 7200 for hours and hours and hours, carrying it, 2 trap nerves, it just changed my photography. And quietly, Panasonic and Olympus, bless them, my first camera ever was an OM10. That was when they were dinosaurs and things on Earth. But they have done something spectacular with photography. They quietly did, because I do video, right? They quietly had this revolution since the G1, I think, the Panasonic, and the micro four thirds sensor. Yes, it is smaller. Yes, for landscape. Everyone wants me to have a full frame. But the camera that you have in your hand is the most important one, I think, you know. So yes, I probably won't have the finest of detail in a lot of the photographs, but God willing, I will have photographs. So 9mm, right, f1.7, really brilliant for close-up stuff, because it gives you that bokeh thing which almost no other really wide angle lens will do for you. This is about as big as it goes. 9mm is 18 in old money, I suppose. which they say is not quite wide enough for a lot of the landscape stuff. I'll see. This is the third lens I'm taking, but I will only be changing lenses where there's no wind and black sand to blow into it. This is trusty. Right, this is what you do. Let me have a little look. This is where your SD cards go. Please get one or something similar. It's just dry, clean, you finish it off, you stick it in there. And new to me, this is cute, we tried it out the other day with my son. Yeah. The Neo 2 drone, DJI. It goes in, apparently, your jacket pocket, which you're not wearing. But it also goes in an old Sony headphone case. And again, you're of two minds. I'm there to take photographs, to do video with the two cameras. I've got a 360 in here somewhere, I think, that I'll take with me. But there are just some nice shots in Iceland, and not, I think I've taken 2 selfies in my life. That's sad, but it's also sort of where my head is at. I'm packing a bag here. There's no 3-dimensional lighting and all that stuff. I'm sitting on the floor on a cushion, and I'm talking to you a little bit about packing a bag. Padlock for the bag, for the case that goes in the hold. I think I have another one of these. Yeah, so 2 of these. As much memory as I can carry with me. I will be using up a lot of them. More microfiber cloth, and then sort of my high port camera. Right, this is my baby. You will. I love this camera. Right, by the way, if you've not shot with a G7, I'm shooting this on the GH6 with a GH7. It sort of belies the saw neck thing because the body is quite big, and I'm taking a cage with it, partly because I'm camping and partly because of the sort of rugged weather that we'll be having. And also I have a free sort of gimbally hand thing going on with the in-body image stabilization, which is it 8 stops? I don't know. I'm sure someone will correct me. Absolutely superbly brilliant thing. I love the flippy outy, more than one way, more than 2 ways, 3 ways flippy outy screen. It does have a fan, weather sealed. Coming with it is the 35-100 f2.8. If you were doing this with a Canon or something else, your lens would be at least twice the size. I can walk with this in my fingers all day long. And I do mean all day long, because when I do weddings, this is the main camera. I do all day long. I just love it. Okay, so that's basically the big bag of what is going on the inside. On the outside, on the one side, I have nothing because there will be a few snacks in there for the flight. And on the other side, there will be the rain cover, right? For your camera. I'm going to Iceland. So the rain cover, absolutely the rain cover. And it clocks in at, I think, 8 kgs or something. So quite light already, but still not light enough. So let me grab the other bag. Because this is the day bag, right? On the back it says Kata bags, and this is the 123-Go-20. On the strap, the PD. This is vital because you have a high port second camera that you can take with you anywhere. I've got the 35-100 on there, equivalent 70-200, and I have the second baby. So this is the everyday bag. I'm going to put this on my back and go wherever I need to go, except behind waterfalls, because it's not as weatherproof. Nice clips. If I look in here, I will open up and I will find, and this is again, you know, there are people who do magnificent work with the 360 camera. I don't think I'm those people yet, but is there a better place? And this is the X5. I bought it a year ago, something like that. I've done a few projects with it, took it to South Africa. I've not even edited that. I've been a little bit busy with a lot of other things. So I think this will make nice northern light or night sort of shots. Also, this will be probably my vlogging camera if I decide to do vlogging. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do an afterburn. Maybe I'll vlog. I don't know. So that's in here, and I have the remote with microphone, which is actually perfect, I think, for the weather. Instead of taking Rhoda and more cables, this is sort of perhaps a thing. Inside here, one of the 3 or 4 battery bags that I'm taking. This is the small one for everyday charging, because it might be cold and the batteries will be chewed up very, very quickly. So 1 battery in there. I have in my main luggage, I have 2 more batteries. On this side, I have a bag, a waterproof bag for the camera, and that is on this side of the kata bag. Now this is absolutely lovely, this bag. I have choices of bags. I'm so grateful that I have choices of more than 1 bag to go to, but these 2, I think, after many minutes of thinking, are probably what I'll take. This is the second camera protection, and it is for the smallest camera. And in here, I have a wash bag. So in the morning, when I wake up, I can take the wash bag with me, and I can take one of these wonderful towels with me. And obviously, in here is ear plugs and more cloth to dry off everything. I'm expecting a lot of rain. Maybe I'm over expecting rain. I don't know. You tell me. Just roll this up and stick it back in there. As you can imagine, I am stoked, as they say, to go. And in the top here, which I really like because it's so easily accessible, if I can get my head around it. Well, don't leave home without these. Cap. And this is the G9 with a cage, but this is sort of an L cage. So again, I can just use it very quickly. Probably my wife will be spending some time with this. She's not really. I deliberately kept her out of the business. She's helped a few times because of the frustration I have with myself with it, and because she is just so great at everything else she does. I don't want her to feel like she's not getting on with this. 1235 f2.8. I think this is the second version. The G9, because I love it. And on the back, also on the back of the other one, I have sort of pre-programmed the C's. So one is for focus tracking. Is it focus pulling? The other one is a time lapse, and the third one is if I want a really high res picture. The G9 gives me, is it 80 megapixel, whereas the GH6 gives me, I don't know, 100, something incredible or mad like that. Just in case I have the sense that I really want to use this for printing. I have a number of headlights, of which one goes in there, and I have the spare battery in here. Is this one of those wonderful ones that USB charges? No, that's just an old one. So these are pre-charged. These are pre-packed, these are pre-tightened, these are pre-everything that I can get my head around, and hopefully I have enough batteries. I also have spare batteries in the main luggage, just in case we have to charge other things in the camper van. Quickly do the 2 side pockets. Let's have a little look here. Second mosquito type net, car charger for USB. I have a number of filters. What I've done is all of the lenses, the 9mm I had to put a stepping ring in, have a, is it a 58mm 58mm front element, and I have some ND filters. I have a polarizer, and I will probably take some sort of graduation filter with me, first to protect them obviously, but also I might be shooting in daylight. I would like probably to do those funky slow shutter speed things. Who knows? It will all be fun. This little clip for your phone for navigating. Try to not leave anything at home. and dark glasses in here. So sort of heavily packed for photography, and you get the sense that am I losing sight of the fact that it's a holiday? You sometimes think about that. These I love. I found them, then I gave one to my son and he gave me two back. That's decent, isn't it? This one shows you how much charge you have. Stick a USB-C in there. I've got a 128, I've got two of these going on. 128 for the main camera, and I have two smaller ones. One is 128, one is 64 for other versions. And here is the important light, I think, for when I do night light, because you don't want to distress the other photographers. They do tend to get annoyed. Also, this is better for your night sight, to pick up on doing star lapses and whatever else the weather might give us. I don't know, it might rain for 12 days and there'll be lots of moody, waterfall-y type shots with reflections of water. So, wish me happy trails as I leave for Iceland. You utter and total idiot.